Good morning, and this is Mrs. Perry, and we are doing NTI day number 9 with language. Okay, so we have 4 different parts on this language sheet. So in this first one right here where it says circle the correct word form, the best way to do this is to say both of these words and think about which one makes the most sense. Okay, so when we think the radio is louder than the TV, the radio is loudest than the TV. Okay, well, I think that louder sounds just a little bit better when I say it out loud. So I'm going to write louder in this space right here, okay? Now, my coach is the blank runner on our team. So would the coach is the faster runner on our team, or my coach is the fastest runner on the team? You decide which one sounds the best. And then the last one, flamingos are smallest than elephants, or flamingos are smaller than elephants. So think about when you are adding the ER versus the EST. ER usually means you're comparing just two things. But if you use EST, you have usually 3 or more, is usually when you add the EST to words to compare them. Now let's look at write the contraction. We started talking about this right before we left, and I know that most of you have seen this in first grade as well. It is when you take 2 words and you combine them with an apostrophe. So we will. Okay, so when we take this, we are going to take W-E apostrophe L-L. So we will. That one's probably one of the hardest ones. Now, we're going to take these 2 words and put them together with an apostrophe. We're going to take these 2 words and put them together to make an apostrophe and add a contraction to make a contraction word. Okay, she'd and I've. So we will, she would, I have, and I use those to make all of these contractions. Now, with the irregular plural, we know that these, when it says irregular, it does not follow a pattern. It might follow a pattern, but it's not one that most oftentimes we would follow. So here is, we have a mouse. Okay, if that's just for one. If I have more than one mouse, I'm going to make sure I write the word mice. Now we have one tooth. Okay, I want you to think about what word would best use. We want to still talk about a tooth, but we have more than one. What might sound right? And now we don't have 2 feet or 3 feet. Think about which one sounds better and put it right underneath. Okay, so then if you just read the directions on this next part, you should be able to do this no problem. You're going to add an ES to words that end with S, X, sh, or ch, okay? Usually you add an ES to words that kind of sound like a hissing of a snake on the end, like X, dress, okay? Now you're only going to add an S onto words that normally you wouldn't have to, okay? So one of these, you don't have to add an ES. 2 of these, you don't have to add an ES, okay? So if I say this word X, it sounds like an S. Dress sounds like a snake hissing. Marker, well, that one doesn't sound like it. And bowl, that doesn't sound like it either. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know if I can do anything else for you, and I hope you guys are getting this done.